Welcome to Vikings football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Portland State Vikings go on the road once again, third week in a row. This time they're going to the islands. The Vikings play Hawaii this Saturday. It is a 6 p.m. Hawaii time start. That means 9 p.m. Pacific time. You can see that game on the Mountain West Network. You can see it streaming live on mountainwest.com. Coach, you're making another trip to the islands. You've been there before. It's a long way to go. In fact, I looked this up. We played at North Dakota last week. That's Central Time Zone. We're going to Hawaii Time Zone. That's a 5-hour time zone difference. So the way I see it, you got 5 hours of your week back. What are you going to do with that extra 5 hours?
Oh, we're out here right now.
Five more hours of practice?
A little extra practice.
Okay.
To get better.
All right. All right. Well, the Vikings, 8,900 travel miles these 3 weeks. Of course, the longest trip will be to Hawaii. Vikings will go on Thursday. We'll talk about the Rainbow Warriors in just a moment. Coach, quick review of North Dakota. The Vikings come out on the losing end, but there were some interesting things there. You played a different quarterback. You saw the defense make a couple of big plays. They did give up a number of points, but some of those were due to turnovers. But I think maybe the element of big play on defense was something that we've been looking for a while, and we saw that in that game.
It is. It was a great play, Jaden Sack and Jackson returning it for a touchdown. I mean, that was fun to watch. You know, you're holding your breath to see if they're going to catch Jackson. He made it into the end zone. So keep building on things like that. You know, yes, the turnovers, there's some negatives there, but there were some positives as well in play in North Dakota. So I got to take those and keep getting better.
The Vikings gave up the fewest amount of yards on defense they have so far in the 3 games this season. 9 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. And, you know, the one last thing you want to add to that is creating more turnovers, I'm sure. Got a little bit of a turnover deficit. Is going right now this season. How do you coach your defense into continuing on those big plays, finding those big plays?
Well, the offense, we've put them in some bad spots, you know, offensively, short fields. Whether it's special teams, offense. We've had some tough breaks with some young guys who I'm going to keep throwing out there, you know. Just don't make the same mistake twice. That's number one. But be aware of it. We practice it on the field, so we'll get better at that.
Okay, on offense, the Vikings start a new quarterback, John Kiave Sagapolatele. He's drawing a lot of interest this week, as you might expect, being a Hawaii native. What did you see from your offense? And again, down a few players on offense at the skilled positions. It's been a little tough for a coach to kind of juggle his personnel. How's that going for you?
We're still juggling, Mike. We're going over the playing list right now. What's today, Tuesday? And, you know, we got some guys out here that waiting to see if they can go from the training room. So I thought John did well. You know, he sat in the pocket. He paid for it a couple times, but he delivered on some big third down plays. I thought our tight ends, you know, helped him out there, picking it up with some banged up a little bit at wide receiver and have some youth at wide receiver. So I liked how John played.
All right, let's talk about Hawaii for a minute. The Rainbow Warriors looking actually quite good this season. They got a great win over Stanford. A loss to Arizona. They beat Sam Houston State fairly convincingly last Saturday at home. Coach, 2-1 right now. The one thing I noticed about Hawaii is the defense. They've done a great job on defense. They're allowing just 289 yards per game. That's a really good number in college football. You're the offensive guy. What do you see from their defense?
First off, we'll start with Coach Thurman. I mean, Coach Thurman's somebody, when I was growing up, started with taking interest in football. I mean, he was playing. He's in the, you know, the All-Pro deal. I mean, and he's going up against him. That's kind of cool.
As a defensive coordinator.
He's a defensive coordinator. Hope he doesn't think I'm an ass for maybe asking for his autograph, but we'll see. And up front, they're tough up front. They have some D tackles. Their defensive line is impressive. So people are having to adjust to it, you know, and how they play. The only ones that really, you know, looked normal against them was Arizona. Arizona's offensive line is good size, good build, played well against them, but that'll be our first challenge with their defense. Their corners are good. It's hard to find a weak spot, you know. And then, like I said, throw Coach Thurman in there, all-pro coaching staff, and We've got our hill to climb, but we'll see what we can do.
All right, and let's talk about the offense for a minute. Head coach Timmy Chang, well, he played for June Jones. So we all know who June Jones is, and we all know what kind of offense June Jones likes. Have to believe they're still doing some of that run and shoot stuff over there. Is that what we're going to see this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think all the run and shoot guys they must get bugged by their staff to run it a little bit more. But they're talented, and that's what they're doing. They've had a quarterback. Don't know if he's going to be back or not for this game. They've had a setback there, but again, I remember watching Coach Chang on the television. I feel like I'm going to be at the Grammys asking for autographs. And he threw for 18,000 yards, and that's what he's putting on the field. So their formations, that's probably the only thing I would say is a bonus. They don't go out of a lot of different formations. So you can try to mix some things up coverage-wise and see what you do there.
All right. Last time we were in Hawaii, I believe it was 2021, Coach. What's your most vivid memory of that game, other than the score?
They just built the place. Probably, honestly, the fans. We had parents, they had people, and they couldn't go to the game. So.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the people at the game. There were no fans at the game.
Oh no, they're
COVID restrictions. No fans at the game.
They're up in the parking garage and down at June Jones Bar.
That's right. There were a few looking out over the top of a parking garage because they wouldn't let them into the stadium.
That's what I remember. I could remember everything they were saying on the sideline, everything we were saying on the sideline. You could hear the players. I mean, it was an eerie type of atmosphere, So when we started out, first off, we started out here. They pulled 17 people off the airplane because they were coughing. So we went over there and threw something together, got down a little bit and fought. But yeah, hopefully, number one, we bring everybody this time, including my coaches, and let's see what we can put together. But that's probably the one thing that, you think back on that era, and they weren't pumping in the crowd noise or putting the faces in the stands. So it was kind of like, all right, we're scrimmaging in Hawaii today.
I just remember I was sitting in the press box with a whole bunch of people, and I thought, well, if we're trying to run some COVID rules, this is not the place for it, because we were shoulder to shoulder in that press box. Nonetheless, no fans that game. This game, there'll probably be 15,000. They've built the stadium up there right on the campus. It looks really, really nice, so that'll be a new experience for us.
And you'll still be up in the press box sucking on chili dogs.
No. I'll be eating some Spam. I remember that. From last year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They call it.
All right. What's the secret to going to Hawaii and playing well? Everybody talks about you go to the islands and the tropical weather, and it's beautiful there and everything. How do you focus your team?
Don't get sunburnt. Don't step on coral. So we get everybody on the field that did get on the plane. The pregame stuff. Other than that, we can't turn the football over. We have to do something to adjust to them up front on defense. Coach Thurman's recruited some D linemen that are we're going to have to react to somehow, have a plan for. And that, try to keep them in front of us. Let's not let them score on one play. If they're going to score, make them score on, 15-play drives. So play the field, play turnovers, and see what happens.
All right, it's the Vikings and the Rainbow Warriors this Saturday at Hawaii, 6 p.m. Hawaii time, 9 p.m. Pacific time. You're staying up late this weekend to watch the Vikings. You can see the game on the Mountain West Network and live streaming on the Mountain West Network website. For all your information on Vikings football, go to govikes.com.
We're gonna rock and go.